everybody, I am back with another process video. I just recently watched one of Missy Whitten's videos where she was using everything that was on her workspace, and I thought, I want to try that. Yeah, probably not a good challenge for me because I'm one of those type of scrapbookers where when I'm done with the layout, I usually clean up everything, with the exception of just a couple of pieces on my workspace, and that is the ones that you've heard me mention many times in my process videos, how I have like a Dear Lizzie sticker sheet that I'm trying to use, and it's actually going to make an appearance here shortly. So I had just these last remaining scraps from the previous layout that I worked on that I mentioned how I got it from my scrap bin. And at first I tried to make these go vertical, and I do not like the look of them, so I ended up scalloping them. And that polka dot one was too short, so I ended up cutting it in half to go behind the photo. Well, that's when I had it just straight and not scalloped. So here you're going to watch me watch. Just watch. Yep, there's a space thinking, oh yeah, I could hide it behind the photo. Yeah, right. Okay, so then I'm like, what do I do? What if I piece it together? Okay, boom, done. Okay. Anyways, so I decided I do that to hide my not mistake. Well, it is a mistake, but to hide that and make it all one piece, which causes me to have to shorten now that long border strip, which is fine. I didn't want my photo to float, and I wanted it to be grounded. And to be honest, I actually want to do this again, though, with those scallops, but to go completely across the page. I just think that would look really, really pretty. So that's gonna be in a future video one day. But all I had to go with was the scraps, and like I said, it was a challenge for me, and I wanted to succeed. So I'm going to go ahead and layer some of those, and also with that floral triangles, I just had a little bit of that left, and I just cut it in, not half, but enough to make 2 triangles, and then I just had that little piece left that you see right by my right hand. And I used a circle punch, and I circle punched the florals to make an embellishment. So here I'm going to fussy with this to see, can I make this on the layout, because I'm wanting to use this last bit, which to challenge myself, just to be like, boom, I did a whole, I used a whole sheet. And so I'm going to realize that I'm going to need to pull a few things from my stash because I just do not have enough to work with. So I'm going to map that pink paper with behind that photo, and then I'm going to use the vellum piece that I used for my previous layout, and I'm going to also layer that behind. And now when I was working on that circle embellishment, I realized the circle kind of got lost and it just didn't feel complete, and so I'm going to go ahead and ink the edge, and then I realized, well, I need to ink everything else. So I unadhere the corners, and then ink them and glue back down, and then ink the scallop borders that I made. So here I have a doily. Doilies are always on my workspace, and I needed something else. So I had another doily from a sticker sheet from The Sweetest Thing by My Mind's Eye, and I grabbed that sticker sheet, and the only thing that was really useful was just that doily. So I cut it in half, and I'm going to layer those together. And so here I go. I'm going to grab some foam dots and give it some little dimension, so not everything looks flat. I'm going to go ahead and do that. In case you're wondering why you haven't seen me adhere anything really down or trim anything, I noticed lately through scrapbooking groups that people are mentioning how they really like the shorter videos. I also hear I don't like the ones that are really super fast. This is just at a 2-speed, which the max I've ever actually used was a 4-speed. And so I'm trying to accommodate what I'm hearing out on, out in the groups, and hopefully I'm delivering it, so please let me know. All right, so here's that sticker sheet I'm talking about, that Dear Lizzie one. You see how I just have those few pieces? Okay, now you understand why I'm trying to use it up. If I put it back in my stash, it will be forgotten. So yeah, I have to use those. So I used just the smile sticker, and I actually love, because I turned the photo black and white just because, you know, my grandma's wearing this jacket and it was this not so pretty green. It was like a hunter green, and it was just, the colors were really clashing, so I turned it into a black and white photo, and I really like that pink word smile, how it just kind of pops off the page. I love that. So I stick that up there on the right, and then I grab these Maggie Home word stickers. I want to say they're from the flea market, the craft, or crate. I don't know. I could look at in my bin, but it's from one of those lines, and or her collection. And that always stays on my workspace. Whoops, that was my computer. That always stays on my workspace as well. And I just try to use up those words as well. I actually have 2 sheets. I didn't realize I bought one and then I bought another one. So I have definitely plenty to go on layouts. And I think the first one says, what is it? Let me see. Showered with love, and the other one is so glad to be together. Because what great grandma or grandma is not glad to be with their granddaughter or grandson or great grandson? I mean, they enjoy every minute of that time, you know. Next, I'm going to grab some Doodlebug swimming pool glitter enamel dots. And I'm going to fussy with those. I don't know why I fussy. It's so funny. I do that. Put them on and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like them right there. Let me figure that out later. And I will. All right, so then I grabbed that remaining, because I challenged myself. I was going to use every bit of that piece, of scraps left. I'm going to adhere that border, leftover border right there. And I don't line it up with the border where it's at, because it would leave like kind of a empty space in between if I had it perfectly lined. So I offset it, and that is where I'm going to have that gold title, The Sweet Life, and that is just from American Crafts thickers, foam thickers. I'm going to adhere that down. I'm going to get the title on, and again, you're not going to see me have that go through each letter. There we go. Okay, and then, oops, there's that heart one. I put that heart right there. I'm going to go ahead and probably cut the border off right about now. I'm trying to get make sure nothing's lifting. Oh, that's what I try to do. Okay, so the next I'm going to try to fussy with this doily to see if I should have it somewhere else. And it's just kind of too big, I think. It's too much. And so I end up scratching it. I like where just that one piece is at. And then I'm going to start using my inks. And the inks I grab, which are the ones I normally grab almost all the time, is that Beautiful Blush by Hattie Swap Shine and the Gold the May. Add a couple drops there, and below my title where those big drops are, that is actually going to be where I journal. I have yet to journal, but I'm going to. I just need to take some time on how I want to word it on that day, I should say. And do I go back with the enamel dots? I know they make it on the page. Oh no, I'm drying up the, okay. That looks good. And then here I go grabbing my enamel dots. Like I said, in the swimming pool collection, it's the glitter ones that they came out. No, I love all the glitters. I just can't get them all. But I love them all. Would love to get them. Yeah, they came out with their regular enamel dots, and then they just, probably was it maybe a year ago, came out with the glitter ones, and they are beautiful. Add a couple of enamel dots, and then I realize I just have this little tiny piece waiting for me. It's screaming my name. And as you can see, this was a couple hours later because my table's all cleaned up and I'm thinking I was done. And no, I am going to use that last little bit. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this layout. I want to welcome all my new subscribers, and I hope you enjoy my channel. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. You all have a wonderful day. Bye.